If you guys, we're so sorry, we're having a technical difficulty.
I think you have to do it before. Orientation is locked.
Rotate, so just rotate back and scooch in, scooch gooch.
Okay.
Scooch on over.
And then we need to get the comments here. Right
Live
here.
chat. Okay, scooch in. If you can hear us, please let us know. We are having way more difficulties than we thought. Come over here, friend. I don't want to see me.
Let me just try to make one more adjustment.
All right. If you can hear us, will you say yes? You can hear us, please. Or if we need to.
Yay.
Thank you, Angela. Do we need to be louder, or is the volume okay?
Wonderful.
The volume's okay? Okay. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. We've only done the little lives. We haven't done the full one before, so using the phone, we were trying to use our tablet and computer. So I think this is a little crooked. Can you come over some? I'm trying to get you in it more. I feel like it's all me.
Okay, how's that?
Can you see Steve, or most of Steve?
There we go. Now we just lost the comments.
Oh, thank you for your patience, you guys. Woo. Okay. So, thank you. We apologize for little technical difficulties, but this is our first actual Q&A. For those of you just logging in, I see a lot of things coming through, and we had a bunch to say, but let me just see if we have any questions first. I have to scroll back up to the top. I apologize to those of you in the UK. I know it's late. So just so you know, we are coming from St. Kitts, and our daughter actually works for the Marriott company, so we get really good deals. So we thought we would book a hotel since we're in St. Kitts for 2 nights. This way we wouldn't have any problems with a lot of Wi-Fi usage and such on the boat. We didn't know the ship if it would be a problem or not. So you want to scroll and then
is your bed comfy? Do you need a topper? We had talked about that early on, and we're enjoying our bed right now. I'm not sure if a topper is needed at this point. I think we've kind of gotten used to the bed, so.
I think a topper would help. Some people say they're just very comfortable, but a lot of people have bought toppers, so it's just kind of a whatever.
Preference.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you tired of cruising yet?
Today is day 56 since we first set out to sea in Belfast. It's day 56. Our longest before this time was 39 days, so
Yes.
I think it's good so far.
Yeah. Seems normal, right?
We are definitely missing our daughter, so we are planning a quick trip in about a week.
Yes.
We are going to, can you see his face? We're going to jump off in Punta Cana in Dominican Republic because we're there for like 7 days over the course of a few different ports. So we're going to get off in Punta Cana.
We're going to skip La Romana, and then it goes to Santo Domingo, and then we'll fly back in Santo Domingo.
So we're just flying to see our daughter in Denver. So as far as, I mean, we're not sick of it by any means, but the hard part is definitely missing our daughter. So
What type of books do you like to read, Angela?
okay, so I'm a romance novel kind of girl. Nicholas Sparks, if he's written it, I've read it. Big Nicholas Sparks fan. The best book I've read in a long time is called The Women by Kristen Hanna, I think. The Women. I read that probably about 6 months ago. Probably the best book I've ever read. I'm not into much history, but it's based on nurses during Vietnam. It's a mix of it's a fictional story, but based in truth, if that makes sense. So
Yes.
one of the best books. I highly recommend.
And I like rock and roll stuff, but I haven't read a book here in a while.
He likes biographies.
Do you plan to spend any time? Do you plan to spend time at every port, or will you skip any? That's from Donna.
You want to answer that?
Yeah, I think we're planning on jumping off at every port and seeing what the port has to offer, the food, the people, the markets, just a little bit of everything. So yeah, I don't think we're planning on not getting off.
And there are a lot of people who do that. They're like, oh, this is my lifestyle. I'm going to stay on today, but I don't know. We're just always like, let's go see. At least to get up and go for a walk. Like, okay, let's get some steps in today and walk around.
All right.
And by the way, hey friends! For those of you just joining us, thank you so much. We had some technical difficulty, so we're going to try to talk and answer the questions. And they're on Steve's side, so I can't. We have our glasses on, but
Are you
it is hard
tired
to
of
see.
making videos? As a YouTuber myself, I get tired of it. It's lots of work, and that's from Catherine. It's challenging. The last video that came out, it was kind of a grind to get it done, and I want to perfect the craft, and so it's yeah, challenging sometimes, but I work through it.
Yeah, we usually drop on Saturday morning. We did Saturday night, and we saw our numbers are way down on the last video.
Yeah.
So if you haven't watched the last video, go watch it. By the way, in that video, if you haven't seen it yet, we interviewed the captain. He is such a pleasure. We had good times with him. Every port.
There's Ken Wigger. Hey Ken,
Hey, friends.
you've been with us since Belfast days. We appreciate your support.
All right, what television channels do you get without a streaming service? I haven't really watched TV in the room. They do have like other cruises, like it's like a Netflix movie thing where you can go through and click movies. And I did one day sit in there and watch a movie. I think I watched Castaway by
Yeah,
Tom
Castaway.
Hanks. But I definitely know they have BBC News,
MSNBC.
MSNBC. I feel like they have Fox and maybe CNN. I think I've seen HGTV. I don't really know, but they're definitely those are there. So
I think that one's right there.
okay, da-da-da. Can you point for me, Fran,
Yeah,
if you know where
I think
we?
it's just, let's keep going up
Up?
here. Up.
Hey, friends, and I see some residents on here. So if somebody asks a question and you know the answer and we get it wrong, by all means, this is cool. Take your time, no worries. Thank you. Volume good. All right, to get close. Are we too far away? All right, scrolling up. All right. Any news on the Hawaii leg? We were told recently by the CEO that they are definitely working on meeting the criteria to go into U.S. ports, and the goal is to be done before we get to the West Coast. I think the example I always share is the one about we have to have a peephole in every door. The doors didn't have peepholes, as Fred Olson. So we have to go through, and they're metal doors, and have to drill a hole and add a peephole.
And there's a mirror on the back
Yeah,
side.
there's a mirror on the back. So it's all these little things. They do plan on tackling it all and doing all of the things necessary. So we believe we are going to the West Coast. We get to go to Alaska, Hawaii, everything on that side. Mississippi, New Jersey. Hey, friends. So yes to Hawaii.
Have they started providing in-between meals outside of the dining hours? Yes, they have. And so the sandwiches that were early on that were priced in the morning light, now I think they've taken a second consideration, and now they're all free.
And he's filmed that sandwich thing before, so the sandwiches are there. Lunch closes at 2, dinner starts at 6:30. So during that time, it has cookies and always drinks available in the business center, and then now they have the sandwiches for grab and go. We haven't had to have one
Sandwiches
yet,
and-
but
Sandwiches and wraps they had in
Sandwiches and
there
wraps.
yesterday.
all right. I heard you're not going. Antarctica is definitely on the list, but they're like cruise by and through type areas. I think from the get-go, that was the one place where I like, are we really going there? Because it is super, super duper expensive. I think on the next circumnavigation, if they can get things squared away, but it's on the list, but it's more of like a sail by or drive by, or I'm not sure how to say
Oh,
that.
Charlie.
Woohoo, Denver, it's going to be gold here. I know, we have coats at our daughter's house and we are going to pack warm and freeze to death. All right, Charlie the dog, would my swinger lifestyle be accepted there? Well, I don't know. Here's the thing about that. We're not late people. After dinner every night, we hang out in the morning light and we joke until my food digests, and then we go in our room. There's a late night crowd. Everyone says, "Oh, it's 8:30. Angela's turning into a pumpkin." So I'm not sure we can answer that one. I have spammers already. Of course we do.
Cat Dog Galore wants to know, what are your favorite YouTube channels that you watch?
I don't want to
Oh,
skip
okay.
a few. Sorry. Favorite port so far since we've been sailing this cruise? Sevilla in Spain's gorgeous, but we've been there before. As far as a new port, Safrir, St. Lucia was probably our favorite.
Yeah, St. Lucia, gorgeous.
You
Gorgeous
gotta
for
keep
sure.
your hand up there, buddy. Love that book. Somebody else read the women. The women was great. Nightingale. I have Nightingale on my nightstand. Haven't read it yet. Where I think what port? Favorite YouTube channels. By the way, we had talked about doing a Q&A for a long time, and I've always watched tons of people who are do cruising shows, anything about cruising. So 30 and a Wake Up just did a Q&A, so we're like, we're going to do one too. But Alana and Sherry, these are all their first names. I can't think of all their names on the top of my head, but non-cruise related for me, I like Trent and Alley and Life Uncontained, and I like a lot of homesteading ones.
Yeah.
Building in Alaska. What about you?
Boss of the Swamp for me. Yeah, just woodsy, cabiny.
Okay. Wondered where you were on the ship. Wondered where you were on the ship. Oh, for those of you just tuning in, we are in a hotel in the Marriott, in St. Kitts, because our daughter works for Marriott, and we get a great discount. Favorite YouTubers. Have you read Shoot Like a Girl? No. Ooh, message me that on Facebook so I don't forget. All Chris and Hannah books are good. Yes. What will you do with your belongings when you rent? We're actually leaving for that 1 week, and we're renting to another owner. So we're just going to put stuff in our bins under our bed. We haven't decided if we're going to ever rent our room out to someone we don't know personally or another owner. So we haven't really decided because it would be quite difficult. That reminds me, one of my notes here. There's two ways, well, there's three ways. If you ever want to rent a room, you can obviously go to villavieresidences.com and look for a segment. So you have to rent, it's a longer period of time, but they have segment prices. You can go to the Facebook page called Villa V Odyssey Rent, Sell, Share. Villa V Odyssey Rent, Sell, Share, and become a member. And both owners can post there their available dates, and then you can connect with them. Also, we have some residents who created their own website called villavrentals.com, villavrentals.com. And so somebody's providing a service for a fee where they'll take care of everything for the owner. So if an owner doesn't want to deal with it and they're like, hey, I'm gone, they can just tell them. Michelle, I believe is her name. She will take care of everything for everyone. So, all right. Do you have someone on board that helps people with technology? Oh, Lord, do we? We have a lot of techie people on board. We have a private WhatsApp group, and all the residents, be it the renters or owners, are part of that the second they step aboard or once they make a purchase or of any kind. They put them in the WhatsApp, and boy, the questions come every single day. A lot of techie people. The latest thread this week was, help me with my Fire Stick or my Roku or something. So definitely. Are you going to have a beach day? Yes, today we walk the beach, we swim in the pool. We are at the Marriott in St. Kitts. It's very bougie, but we get it for about a fourth of the price because of our daughter, so.
Your dream destination. I think for me, it's always been New Zealand. I want to see it. I've seen, obviously lots of documentaries and
And we have Kiwis on board, ironically, so
yes.
we're going to get to go to their home.
That'll be amazing.
I just want to see the other side of the world. Everything, Asia, India, just because I feel like I've done Caribbean and Mediterranean, everything so much.
Hi from Barbados. Hi from the UK.
Hey.
Question: Are you going to Antarctica? That's the hot topic on the
yeah.
web.
It's still on the list, but it's more going to be, I need to look up what we're doing. It's like we're sailing through. Remind me of that at the end.
All right.
You keep reading questions
All
and I'll
right.
look for where
We're
it is.
working on Antarctica. We were thinking of trying to get on the ship in Honolulu. Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, they're
And
not
off in
from-
Seattle, but someone said you couldn't do that. Is that true? That's part of the Jones Act.
Thinking of trying to get on in Honolulu and off in Seattle. Kelly Lee can definitely not do that. You cannot embark and disembark within the United States unless you visit a foreign country in between, a distant foreign country. Where was her embark?
Honolulu,
And then what was the next one?
Seattle.
And I don't think we're visiting a foreign country in between. But it's called the Jones Act, so definitely look up the Jones Act. There's like 15 countries that follow something similar. Our daughter was going to do Japan, but she can't get on in Japan and then leave in Japan unless they visit a foreign land in between.
Kim Ann, thank you so much for
Wow,
your
thank
super
you.
chat there.
Do you
Do you have to be good neighbors?
have to be your more groups of friends? What does that say? Can you read it? I'm so
Yeah.
far away.
Do you have to be your own little groups of friends? And
I just somehow zoomed. Sorry, guys. Why are we zooming? Whoa, no, I'm really close. I'm not sure what happened. We zoomed. Hang tight, hang tight.
there we go.
Do you own little groups of friends that you do things with, or basically go solo? Loved your interview with the captain. We definitely have our group of friends that we tend to join. There's a lot of people who are really good about, can I join you for dinner? We're like, absolutely. We never tell anybody no. Our good friend Peter last night said, can I come sit with you? And we said we would love that because we have a certain group we always sit with, but different people kind of rotate in and out. Same with
Right.
our morning light group. And then we have our Bible study group. Those kind of tend to be, but we're open to everyone. I don't think,
Yeah.
I don't think we avoid many people.
Everyone's been great so
Yeah,
far.
I think
though.
so. Okay.
Is the dining room still open only 2 days a week? I think that's what you said before.
Oh, Kim says it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe keep your finger up there. It said it changed a word. So, is the dining room still open 2 days a week? They told us after 250 passengers, then they would run them simultaneously. There's just not enough of us right now to run both. In Panama, and over the next few weeks, we're supposed to be getting up to, I think we'll get over that number. So, then I think we'll be switching. So, that should be very soon that we get to know that.
Is Captain the only cat on the ship?
We currently have I feel like we have 4 people right now with cats. One has one Shireen has 2, the other only has 3. 4 people with a total of 7 cats. I heard there was a cap of 10.
Hey, Scotland. Rhonda, thank you so much. She's an NCL fan. What port didn't you like so far? I would like to avoid it.
I love experiencing ports, especially even ones that people are like, this was horrible, but I think that's kind of part of the experience. I'll tell you what, a lot of the passengers weren't happy in Dakar, but I'm all about getting out of my comfort zone, so I was
Yes,
okay
yes.
with that.
And we live in Nicaragua too, which
Yeah.
is a developing country, so it's kind of along those lines.
Yeah, can you think of one that
No.
I think we're too laid back to go, that was horrible, it's like so far so good. Steve needs some hair
Caldwell.
coloring like CB does Mike Hollowell. That's funny.
Oh, my
I
word.
like his salt and pepper. 30 and a Wake Up gave you a shout out on his last vlog and contemplating buying on Bella V. We actually follow his page, and I was there for the live and watched and tried to help answer questions. Yep, Kevin's a great guy. Try Books by Colleen Hoover. You do go send me that on Facebook on my Midlife Cruising page. Did they get rid of the Legionnaire's disease in the ventilation system? I haven't. Oh my gosh! And you sent mine. Well, thank you so much. I haven't been sick at all, not once, not even a stuff, and we're on day 56. So
Right. We do run a filter in our room. So.
yeah. Good
Try to
night.
get-
Just Trinidad. We're coming to
my
Trinidad and
gosh.
Tobago. Woohoo! Can't wait. We'll be there.
Yes.
Oh, someone says make sure to give a thumbs up. I knew I'd forget to say that. We're supposed to say, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. If you could please do that. That's
would be
helpful
awesome.
to our page. See, we need you guys. We need a moderator. We haven't done that. Your cabin is so small. My comment to Andrew is, I would live in a tent if it meant I could travel the world. I mean, we are retired civil servants, police officer, school teacher. I would live, I mean, I'm traveling the world, so I'm just thankful and grateful. The size doesn't bother us a bit.
But going from 140 square feet to this ginormous
Our hotel room is bigger than our
It's been
room on the
amazing.
boat. That's funny.
I feel like we're in a suite, but it's just a normal hotel room.
Do you know the youngest residence age? We have 4 teenagers currently, though the youngest might be, I don't want to get it wrong, maybe 12. Very mature 12-year-olds, maybe
Yeah.
older. I do know of 2 other families who have younger kids that have not joined us yet. I know of a mother who's aboard and her kids kind of come and go, and she has a younger one. So, Legionnaires. Howdy, good to catch your live, Steve. Working on
my
your tan.
I don't know if you can see my sunglass mark here on the side of my face. I've got the worst
have a-
raccoon stuff going on here.
I have a Birkenstock tan right now. And thank you. I try to keep that positive attitude. So, Florida enjoying cooler weather and lower humidity. Nice to hear, Debbie. Has the ship's medical staff been able to supply prescription medication needs at a reasonable price? I'll let you address that one.
Have they been able to?
Medical center. You want to talk about all that?
I'm not
Okay,
really.
will you keep this
All right.
live? So there's, as far as the medical center goes, once you purchase or rent, you fill out basically this residence form, and if you need a prescription like he does, you tell them that, and they can help source it or provision it. Some they keep right aboard, and his was one of them. It's a common one, and if not, they will help you and go, okay, when we're in St. Lucia, we have someone set up for you to buy it. They have that worked out. We had somebody hurt her knee. They took care of her aboard, but at one point they're like, we want you to get an x-ray. So they scheduled in the next port. So they kind of work with us. But being in Nicaragua and a lot of countries in the world, you can just walk up and buy a prescription
Right.
so that's we try to stay a year ahead anyway.
Yeah,
So
I think I have a year's worth of my medicine. That
I mean, just
came
think
on
when
with.
we're in Mexico, there's so many places you can just go get what you need. Some people are flying back every 3 to 6 months to their home state or to get more prescriptions. Everyone's just figuring out
Yeah,
as
Andrew
they
wants
go.
to know, you have a medical center? Yes, down on 2, we have a medical center, and I think they have 2 different sets of times, a morning and an afternoon, to schedule appointments.
Go back up. I think you missed. There's a doctor and 2
we're good.
nurses aboard at all
Are you
times.
spending money or able to save? Well, we spent a lot of money this summer.
Those are both of us.
So right now we're on the backside of that, where we're getting our credits, and so now we're actually able to save because
Yeah,
we have so much credit
they're,
now.
They're not pulling our monthly fees until they catch up with the delay time, so that's been great. But we are tracking every penny for 30 days. We're already going, wow, we're spending more than
Every
I think we're spending
single
more in the
penny.
Caribbean than we did in Europe. But I think after the first month of going, oh, we need to be careful, we need to be careful. Now we're like, oh, let's get this. I'm like, stop, So, but we are tracking every penny, so we'll be sharing that with you.
I think we're right here.
There's a family with 2 young kids. One of the young kids is teaching American Sign Language. Oh, that's awesome. That's Lucia.
Heard you don't have your ice class rating. What will happen if Antarctica is canceled?
Then we'll roll with the punches and maybe next circumnavigation because, we have a million places on our itinerary and we're happy to go wherever they take us. I know some people will be devastated by that, and I understand and respect that. But for us, we're just like, where do we go next?
Does the ship feel like you're home now? Yes, very much so. We know every little corner of it, and anyone that's new on the ship, which is kind of happening at every single port right now, you know them instantly. It's like an intruder in your own home.
How well
But
are you
it's
getting
not.
along with your neighbors? Like our direct neighbors or just everybody in general? I think pretty well. You quickly learn who your people are. I think we have a kind of a big group. We have this group of friends, and then I have like this group of friends. It's funny because there's like this 4 people, they're always together, this group of 8 or this group of 6. They are forming. A lot of the solos sit together at meals. So,
Do you have it?
do you have any regrets right now, big or small?
I don't think so.
I don't know if we're not necessarily a regret. A lot of people sold everything. We didn't. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Ask us again in a few months. Love that you have a Bible study group. Yeah, I would so do that. Yeah, we every Wednesday and Sunday, we actually lead the music for it, and we have an amazing person leading the message who is
Amazing. I think that was the
amazing.
right
Like
word.
we're definitely blessed to
Is
have
this a
her.
3-year trip or does it go on and on? I'm confused about that part.
Go ahead.
The first circumnavigation is a 3.5-year trip, and so that's where this timeline gets. That's where the timeline comes from, and so after the first circumnavigation, it just continues on, and so it's
Yeah.
not really a 3.5-year trip. It's just that's amount of time.
Yeah, the reason you hear 3.5, because originally the itinerary was a 3.5-year itinerary to circumnavigate the globe, but then it'll keep going, and then the second time they circumnavigate, another 3.5 years, there'll be some repeat ports, but then some ports we may have missed due to weather or just couldn't schedule the first time. So there'll be some new ones, we'll drop some. So 3.5 just was based on how long it would take to navigate the globe. What are you studying? We are in James right now. We've been studying James for the past probably 3 weeks. Have they found the virgin to sacrifice as they cross the equator?
Oh, fake Laura.
Hi from Connecticut. You look so happy. Thank you.
Don't
Yes,
mess
I'll find. Don't mess with Steve. Salt and pepper. That's right. Salt and pepper here. You two seem so happy. Steve and I met in 7th grade, by the way, and I tell everybody about junior year at college. You got really hot, and that's all it took. So, yeah, 30 years for
I'm
us.
blushing.
30 years this January. We'll have been married. My daughter's coming next year. She will be 8. Oh, hey, George. George is a resident, and he's just a few doors down from us. So there you go. That was one of the ones I was referring to that had kids, 8 years old.
Is there a home comfort you crave? Have a little FOMO with our good friends from Canada that come down to Nicaragua every year. Actually, there's Americans and Canadians, and it's just a great group of retirees, and we just have a great time during the winter.
So not necessarily a home comfort. It's more about missing people.
Yeah.
Is this the Starlink connection? For those of you just tuning in, we are in a Marriott in St. Kitts. Our daughter works for Marriott, so we get like a super amazing discount. So since it was an overnight, we thought, let's
Why
go
not?
have a pool day, beach day. We're right on the water. So nope, we're not on the Starlink.
Is this the Starlink?
Will they have
No.
turkey for Thanksgiving? I'm going to say yes because they did it for Canadian Thanksgiving right after we set sail. So I'm going to assume they're going to go all out for that. If you're using the phone as a camera, make it horizontal.
We tried.
Yeah, we tried. We had it all set up on the computer and something didn't work. So I apologize. If I could get your little butt closer to me, you could
My
be in
hips
the
don't
video.
move any farther.
Bring the whole face. I can see your pretty
can't.
face. Okay. Will they have turkey? Are you using the phone? Have a lot of people left. Is it a revolving door? People leave, but it's only to go home for family visits or a quick trip back. I mean, I don't know if people have left, like
Yeah,
left
it's
to
just-
left.
Have you a hairdresser on the ship?
We do. We have a full spa. They do nails, massages, facials, hair. We don't really use them only because I'm
Like,
frugal. And we do it in port, and I'm way past due, so let's not talk about
got-
that.
got
But
my-
we do.
got my hair cut in Guadalupe. Was that All Nations Barbershop?
Have we discussed our medical insurance situation? That is one of my biggest concerns. It's a hard thing to answer. Villa V will provide a very specific, hey, this is one that we found. Some people signed up with that. We've had somebody somebody found somebody great who did some live streams or something for the residents. So some people signed up with that. It's hard because everybody's in such a different situation. I'm part of a health club in Nicaragua. Steve's covered because of his heart condition in the States. We've used Alliance as our travel insurance in the past. It's such a hard answer, and I know some other people probably be better at addressing that one. We see half of Steve's face. I told him to move over.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I can move. Can you come? Can you turn it towards you, and I'll slide towards you? Yeah. Yes, naturally we'll veer to our people.
I think the next is down here. Do you have Starlink on the ship? Yes, we have 4 receivers right now, and that's what powers the internet on the ship.
Oop, did I say boat? We try not to say boat because we get in trouble from people too if we say that, so sorry. How long do you plan on staying the ship? Well, we own, so we have no idea right now. Just gonna ride it out and see. Do you miss having a garden?
Yes.
Yes.
Very much so. I cry a little. Oh, fake Laura.
Steve hasn't been very clear. Does he miss his old job?
I'm sorry, Grady, but I just don't miss it anymore. Like the Saturday morning after I retired, I just don't miss it, no.
What's your favorite food?
Ooh. They did do a butter chicken here about a week ago.
That's good.
And oh my gosh, so good.
They
So
do a
good.
great fish, a cod that I like.
Oh, the cod fingers. Yeah, those were good.
The chef's specials are always good at the restaurant. I can't think of the name.
Hello from
From
Singapore.
We're going to be in Singapore for 2 weeks they have a scheduled 2-week dry dock in Singapore, and they're going to put us up in a hotel.
Have you someone looking after your house?
What? I don't even understand some of these.
Yes, we have someone looking after your house in Nicaragua. Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
Long story on that one, but yes.
Yeah.
It's inside a secure condo building.
Oh my gosh, Jeff Ross, you're amazing.
What?
Thank you so much.
Oh.
Lots of coffees.
He's
Or
got
beers.
lots of beers. Thank you, Jeff.
It's
That
good.
was so kind.
It's getting too hot to drink coffee unless it's like 7 a.m. I mean, it's warm down
Yeah.
here.
I'm speaking of. I'm getting hot. I'm going to turn the air on. You pick up right after that red one.
All right. Does everyone get along with everyone? Is there friction? How do you handle them?
Avoidance.
Yeah, avoidance. There's so much going on the ship, and there's a lot of different areas and a lot of different times. Like, a lot of people are morning people, and then they go to bed early, and then you have a whole night crowd, that's up all night long, or most of the night.
All right.
So-
I'm going to look up this itinerary question.
Okay.
You keep reading.
Can you clarify the difference between owners and founders? Lots of discussion
Yes.
online about this causing confusion.
So, when the company first came about, they were looking for investors, aka founders, and they had different levels. The lowest one was, I want to say silver, and it was like 25,000. There was maybe a gold level, which I think was maybe 100,000. I feel like there was a black level. I hope I'm not getting these wrong, and I apologize if I am. But there were different levels of founders. So you would buy your room or just buy segments, and then on top of that, you became a founder. So you actually own shares in the company. We're not founders, but they have their own separate meetings, more about the financials and such. So they have some voting rights. I want to say over half of the ship are made up of founders. I think most of the YouTubers, other people who YouTube like us, I think they're almost all are also founders. So ask one of them. I'm not really sure, but we're not.
So what are the types of people that are on the ship? You have renters, you have segmenters, you have owners, and founders. I think those are the four.
What were some of the countries I was looking up? I see Fiji's
New Zealand, South Pacific.
Fiji, early December 2025.
Vanuatu. I think that was a survivor place, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm just Bora Bora's December 2025. I'm just trying to give a general. Australia is February 2026. So you get the idea.
All right, Shelley, are you surprised about how fast and how big your YouTube channel has gotten? You've had such a great channel.
You can answer that one.
We got a comment early on while we were in Belfast, and it said something along the lines of,
Just say it.
the bigger the debacle this is,
That's not what they didn't say debacle. The bigger this beep show is,
the bigger your channel will be, and it's certainly held true.
people like drama.
And so, yeah, it rose really quick, and then, we've just been enjoying it. But it hasn't, well, it got quick there in Belfast. That was a little hectic. But now it's slowed down, so we've enjoyed the slow growth.
Jane, we would love to have a garden club, but I don't know if that meets probably maritime laws.
Has there been any medical emergencies on the ship?
Let me tell you how many people have taken a fall. It's always, for the most part, it's in port. Somebody trips or falls. Every day we're like, who's going to fall today? So I always tell our group when we go walking, no one in this group will fall today. I know at least 10 people who've had an accident.
And there was someone just
Some
this morning.
fractures and a lot of cuts and bruises. I don't think anything bigger than that, but enough that it's put some people down for a week
I
or two.
think the sidewalks in a lot of these countries are,
Yes.
just not up to par.
And you're in a new place and people are going, oh, look, and then they take a tumble. I feel like that's always how it happens.
Okay, any medical emergency? Are cocktails reasonably priced? I know they have free beer with supper.
And while you're thinking of cocktail prices, you
Okay.
get 2 beer or 2 wine for both lunch and with dinner. I think they are, because I hear people go, well, that's not
I
bad.
think I think Scott just told us that an old fashioned was $5.
Well, there you go. So not too bad.
And they do have quite the selection of beers now, and they're all priced at $3.50.
Do you have an HOA dues in addition to monthly costs? The way we signed up was we bought our room and then we do have our monthly fees. Everybody's different. It depends on what floor you're on. Interior is different than a window, than a balcony, than a suite, than a junior suite. So they are all different, single occupancy, double occupancy. But we are double occupancy monthly fee. And we also got the earliest rate. I think I've heard they've gone up, so.
Right. Do you know if the crew earn higher wages compared to regular cruise ships? I know crew appreciation is a big deal on regular short cruises, so just curious if that's a concern on the residential cruise.
Do you want me to, or do you want to?
Yeah, you better answer this one.
They do make a little more. It's not a lot more, but I heard it is definitely more than a regular ship. They don't have to work as many hours or as quite as hard, according to the crew. They have a crew wellness fund that any resident is allowed to contribute to. And what we've been doing is we've been fine. Of course, we do our room steward. We're just doing a little bit here and there as we can. Because technically gratuities are included in our monthly fee, but we've been given extra here and there. Vancouver on the itinerary, not this time until it'd be the next circumnavigation.
John, thank you so much for that. Is it Super Chat? Is that what the name of this is?
No.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Wow, thank you, John. And Canada, some of our closest friends are from the Vancouver area. You guys are in open seas. That's cool. Tried being in a hotel. That's what you cannot have. See what he said. I'm not sure. What does that say? I'm not sure what that
I don't
means.
know.
Sorry.
If you are not on board, are your monthly due?
You still always pay your monthly dues regardless. If you get off, you still have to pay them. So that's why most people rent out their room when they're gone, and then even can charge whatever they want and still probably be regular cruising prices, especially if you're in like a ocean view or interior. We do have a lot of people using walking sticks.
Work in progress, you're too kind.
Jump, Van Halen, jump.
No, right here.
People, the drama that stayed because you're both so like, oh, that's sweet. I'm so far away trying to read.
It's Shelley Hurd.
Some of us are used because we love the idea. Thank you so much, Shelley. Yep, nothing is free. That's right.
What do you have in your ship fridge right now?
Go ahead.
Beer,
I was gonna say he has beer. I have some almond milk.
Coke Zero.
Yeah, they said they were gonna do alternative milks, but they haven't. So, and I mean, I've been drinking the regular milk with my coffee, but I prefer almond milk. So hopefully someday they get that. Do they show any movies that are out at the movie theaters? They're not new. They definitely are showing movies with popcorn and everything in one of the theaters on in the Neptune Lounge, but not anything new. Food included. Yeah. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Yep. It's all
And
part of
snacks
our
now.
month. Yeah. I can just read right real quick what's all included with our monthly fee. We do get Wi-Fi. You get 2 beer, 2 wine with lunch and with dinner. Your 3 meals a day. You get laundry. They take it, wash it, fold it, bring it back with hangers. There's a sandwich bar in the afternoon now. They clean your room twice a week. Of course, all the entertainment. You get a wellness check with a medical clinic every year. You also get a friends and family deal. Twice a year, you get 14 days where they can come aboard for free, and they'll put them in a room, which is a big one, and that we never really remember to talk about. There's a steam room and a sauna. So all those extras you usually pay for in another ship. That's all part of our monthly fees.
Can you bring your own alcohol aboard without a corkage fee in your room?
Absolutely. We have a little bourbon bar, Steve's.
Why do you choose to live in Nicaragua?
We went in 2009 on a mission trip and fell in love with the people and the country. We wound up running a mission for about 10 years there, and every time school was out for the summer or whatever, and we would host groups. And then we moved to another part during 2018 during the civil unrest they had in the country, to another town, and we just love it. And it's a lot less expensive, so our money goes a lot further there. And we love Nicaragua.
Kelly Lee, do you know if renters end up paying those monthly fees at all, or does it just depend on what deal is struck when renting?
Well, there's different programs. There's like the Endless Horizon program where you pay a one-time fee, and then so there aren't monthly fees. If you're a segmenter, that's a set fee. So you don't do a segment fee plus a monthly fee. So the monthly fees are basically for people who bought in and chose the program where you have a monthly fee.
Right.
There's so many different programs now. Definitely go to villavieresidences.com. The salespeople aren't pushy at all. You can ask a question and with no commitment, I wouldn't worry about it at all. But they can explain that so much better.
And if you rent from an owner, it's, you guys can strike up a deal, and that's really the easy part. Some guy named Jordan Owens, you know him? We won't be in Eloise. I'm so sorry.
Oh, hey, Jordan. Eloise on the other.
No,
Oh,
Eloise.
to the party. That's funny.
Tell Grady I won't be there.
How are the daily activities? Are you ever bored? Never bored. Wish I was bored. I feel like there's so many things and sometimes too many things. I'm like, slow down, guys. The entertainment staff is, I feel like they're going above and beyond what we even need. There's always something to do. Like I have to go every day and go, okay, don't do more than 3 things. You'll get overwhelmed. Like there's a lot to do. The game room is they have poker games and Mexican train tournaments and puzzle parties. That library is hopping at night. Entertainment all the time. We have a band.
You just got 2 new entertainers from the
And
last port.
from Antigua, like some with a Caribbean vibe, and they've been singing, and there's just always something going on. There's so much to do. All kinds of clubs and
Do you get
latest news on the ship's TV channel. Absolutely. I usually, if I do turn it on, I watch the BBC.
Your monthly fees seem reasonable. The other categories seem high. I realize you also got the inside monthly fees.
Your monthly fees seem reasonable. Yeah, we could not do the upper room fees, if you will. But founders who pretty much take up the upper rooms, as a founder, they also got a big discount on their monthly fees, so that kind of worked out for them. Do they plan to add more ships? They do. Once they feel that this one is rock solid, they do have intentions. They do want to expand the fleet. No passport stamps. That's how cruising works. Once in a great while, a specific country will come aboard and check them, but we haven't been getting stamped.
Senegal, I think, came aboard and checked them.
Hey, Charlene, we are seeing your message. Hey, friend. You can book excursions through the ship. We don't because we're cheap. Because we're frugal. We just usually do the research and do it ourselves. We just like there was a beach that we wanted to go to. Was that yesterday? 2 days ago? It was an hour away. We're like, we'll walk. So we walked all the way there and back and had a great time. Got some good exercise in the process. Jordan. Hey, Linda, welcome. Are you able to suggest movies to be played?
They had a group, didn't they?
Well, yeah, there was a little committee that formed because they weren't happy with the selection. And so they went through a book of like 3,000 and picked them. So, yeah. Anything special done for Christmas? I am sure. We've been having Mexican Train. It's just some type of domino type game that a lot of people are into. They'll do stuff for Christmas because they've been doing the other holidays. So,
There's Hazel.
hey, Hazel and Gus. Glad Gus
that's
is
good.
responding well. That's good. Good to hear. Anyone missed a ship yet? Funny story. There's been like 3 times, and it's right about all aboard time, and you hear them go, "Will John Doe please report to guest services? John Doe." And you immediately go, "Oh no, I hope he's okay," because you know John Doe. And it's the
Right.
weirdest thing. So the 3 times the names have been called, I felt panicked. I'm like, oh no, what if they fell? Or what if they got drunk at a bar, And I'm like, oh, this is one of those things with residential cruising that you're going to be worried anytime someone misses. But nobody's missed.
Not yet.
But if they get in a situation where they just can't find everybody, they'll leave the passport with a port agent, and then you'll have to get to the next port, and you probably get a fine is what they're going to have to do. And I don't think people just make sure we get back.
I would like to get the video coverage of a pier runner.
It's 8:50 p.m. in St. Kitts right now. GC.
All right, drink whiskey. You have any tips to reconcile my worries?
Who's asking? Kelly?
Jennifer Moon right here.
I think it's fantastic. You're doing. Would love to do it myself. Having a Yeah, leaving family is a hard thing. We have a very small family, but I do think that's the hardest thing for everyone. We actually just talked about in our Bible study as we get closer to Christmas, we'll probably see a little bit, it'll be harder for a lot of people. A lot of people are leaving for a week or two. I saw 3 people leave yesterday and they said we'll be back in a few weeks. People are going home just for family for Christmas, and some people have their family coming aboard. Anything you didn't pack that you wish you had? I don't really think there's stuff because being, like we were on 50 cruises, being from Florida before we did this, we kind of knew what we needed for our room. And it's easy to shop in ports. You know, we lived in Belfast for a few months, so we kind of got everything we needed.
And they had Amazon.
Yes.
Kelly, of all those places, I think St. Lucia, well, St. Martin's coming up. It's been a long time since we've been there. Okay, Gail from Texas.
Have you hit the thumbs up button yet, those of you who are here? Wow, we have 270 people. Thank you, guys. I haven't even looked up there once. Really appreciate you guys. But yeah, hit that thumbs up for us. I don't know why everyone just says that during live, so I'm sure there's a reason that it helps. But hit the thumbs up, please. It's 1 a.m. in Ireland and freezing here. Oh.
Sometimes I miss Ireland.
Yeah. We have been provisioning every, I don't know, 3 or 4 days every week. We're coming in or off of the ship and we're getting more provision. So they just, everywhere we go. So it's nice. So the food tends to always have a flair of the local area because that's where they're provisioning. The same with the beers, it's like, oh, we're in this area. This is the latest beer. And so it's kind of neat to be able to experience the food and drinks from the area. How do you avoid the street? Game room or casino. 12:53. Hazel, you're a night owl. I love me some trolls. Yeah, Belfast is gonna be on the itinerary. I will be a great tour guide.
We know every little place there.
But thank you, friends. We've made it almost an hour. Let me see. I went over all the things that are included. Health insurance. We get a lot of questions about mail. Every 4 to 6 weeks, they will ship from Miami. It's actually Pembroke Pines. We can ship or forward anything there, and then they get it to the ship every 4 to 6 weeks. Mail is free. If there's a weight on a package, they of course need to charge for that shipping cost. But so if we ever need anything, they can just send it to us.
What is the security process like when you return to the ship, X-ray or search packages? They do the X-ray just like any other normal cruise, whether it's the port that does it or the ship. So one or the other, and it's like 50-50.
It is very similar. We've said we've been on 50 cruises. It's just like any other cruise, except we know everybody. Could you imagine everywhere you go? And if somebody new comes aboard, we're like, oh, new person. So some people seem very approachable and we'll go and talk to them. Some people seem kind of, reserved, so we don't want to, intrude on their privacy either. And we even have a code word aboard, so if you want to sit alone or have private time and someone comes up to you, we have a little code we're supposed to say, which is supposed to be our polite, respectful way of saying, I need some alone time.
What's the protocol when you leave the ship and return? Like, for a long time or just getting off each day? We all have cruise cards and they just scan them.
Mm-hmm. Do they test for COVID or flu? You can go anytime you feel sick down and they will test you. They don't charge you. And they'll quarantine you and they'll deliver all your food to your room for you. So we've had a couple people that flew early on. I feel like the first few weeks, but I haven't really heard much lately.
Is the Panama Canal happening in the daytime? I don't know.
Well, we're going through twice, so
Yeah.
we've actually done the transit before, but I would think, though, the lighting around the transit is like whoosh, super light, so I would assume we are, but that's a good question. I'll have to find out.
Looks like we're going to need a moderator next time.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to get a moderator. I don't know if, like, there's a way to, like, kick people out and block them, and we'll do that next time.
Is it possible to
How
accom-
often do you eat or drink off the ship? We usually always have a beer or a water or a coffee, most days. If the ship's close to where we are exploring, we go back for lunch. Sometimes if we can't make it back for lunch, we just grab a snack and just hang on till dinner, so, whoopsie.
Is it possible to accommodate
Australia, hey.
special diets and meals like low salt? Actually, they just started doing no salt proteins, I think. No, nothing on them. So
Yeah,
like,
somebody said, can we stop doing all the sauces? And so there's always like chicken, fish, vegetables that have like nothing on them, so then you can add what you want, what you want. I tend to get stuff from that section all the time. But they're pretty accommodating. We know people who are vegan now. We know vegetarians. I know pescatarians. I know someone who's gluten intolerant. I know someone who's deathly allergic to tomatoes, and I'm allergic to mushrooms. And all of our needs are being met with no problem.
I think you just talked about eating or drinking off the ship. Does that get hard on the budget? Which, the budget. What are we doing with the budget? We're tracking.
We're tracking every penny for a while. And that's why we're not really eating much off the ship. A lot of people like going out and doing that, but we're watching the pennies. Yeah, good block away. Yeah, if I knew how, we'll get better as this goes on. Maybe we'll do one of these once a month. We'll see how it goes.
Hello from Australia. That's
Now we just see the
amazing.
name and skip it, so we don't have to read them.
2 a.m. for the canal, I heard.
Oh, 2 a.m. See, I don't even know that, but to be honest, because I've done it before, I might just sleep through it. I don't mess with my sleep. It's probably a lot cheaper because we're a startup. Kind of don't blame them. I mean, they,
Vicky wants to know if we can do a live when we're going through the canal so she can see it.
oh, how cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But you have to get up at 2 a.m. because I'm not.
Wait a minute. How do the cats get along on the ship? Can they walk on a leash outside their cabins?
I do think they can walk on a leash, though I feel like everybody with them has a balcony or a window. I mean, those cats are in heaven. I mean, they are not, someone's like, that's so small. I'm like, I live in a third world country where cats are thankful to get a scrap. These are loved and adored, and their owners went through so much to get them aboard, and they have aunties and uncles all over the ship that come and visit them, so. And I do think someone said they had a little harness thing, but I'm not sure. I'm not
working-
on that deck. They're
working-
all in the same deck and area, by the way.
Work in Progress wants to know any concerns about personal safety or security, asking as a solo traveler. I haven't.
I don't think so. I haven't heard of anything. Our daughter is able, and we already have her scheduled for a visit, and we cannot wait.
Thanks, Ken.
Villa V will help with getting any visas needed. They've said that from the get-go, that they will assist. So yes, they will help us.
Is your daughter able to visit? Did you just answer that?
Yeah, yeah, and we are going through the canal twice, so it's probably why it's at night. Maybe one is and one isn't. We'll see.
1 a.m.
Aw, Karen said where we're staying up for. Thanks, friend.
All right. Well, we're there about
Maybe
that
hold
magic
on that
hour.
name and hold it down and see if that will delete them. It's so weird. Does Belfast seem like a lifetime away? Yeah, it seems like it was a year ago. Would you consider a time-lapse video looking out the window going into or out of some of the ports? We could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're barely having our own time with live. We've got to get this mastered. Oh, I don't want to keep you guys on here forever.
Does Belfast seem like a lifetime away?
Jade and Karen staying up for us.
Belfast, looking back at it now, that was fun. Like, what a
Yeah,
great,
I mean, I have
great
fond
time we had.
memories.
Yeah.
We get them as needed. Yeah, we'll get visas as needed, but very few places really need them anymore. I think China's one of them. cruising Europe. We do love a good Mediterranean cruise.
Spain.
If you have any questions, remember you can go to our Midlife Cruising on Facebook or Instagram. I'm really trying to post every single day on the Midlife Cruising Facebook page for you Facebook people. I just posted the next month's itinerary there. I'm still trying to do TikTok. I kind of laugh every day. I make a TikTok and push it out there, and I feel it's like just young people looking at it, but that's okay. Trying to get them to come over to YouTube. And then we're on Instagram as well. We also have an Amazon affiliate link, which is a new thing for us. Someone said, show us, you show us all these things for your room and we want to buy them. So we finally made that. So it's always going to be in our descriptions on
It's
going
down in the
under
description.
any of the videos. There's a description, an Amazon affiliate link. Someone recently asked about our luggage because I made a comment about 2 things you got to spend money on: good shoes and good luggage. They're like, oh, what luggage? So I reached out and they are sending me a link. So can't wait for that. They'll give me a link and then get you a discount. So
Right. Is there anything you collect from each port?
magnets, only because they're small and cheap. Yeah, our bathroom door is getting a little ridiculous already. I'm like, what are we going to do? Because I won't even allow magnets on my refrigerator at home. I'm like, we'll go on like some shop wall someday.
It can go on my beer fridge in the garage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've made it to the 1 hour mark. You guys have answered or asked many great questions here, and thank you so much for those that gave these super chats. That's incredible.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. And if you do have any more questions, go put them on, you can ask them on the Facebook page. I can answer them there. And of course, comment here. And if you haven't hit that like button, go hit that like button. And remember, if you want to rent and join us, there's 3 ways to do it. The Willoughby Residences, WilloughbyResidences.com. There's a WilloughbyRentals.com and Willoughby Odyssey Rent Sell Share on Facebook. Willoughby Odyssey Rent Sell Share on Facebook.
Sherry wants to say hi. She's from South Bend, Indiana.
Oh, South Bend in the house. I was born in St. Joe's Hospital in South Bend, Indiana, which is no longer operational. And my dad lived in Mishawaka. He actually passed away earlier this year, but my stepmom is still there in Mishawaka. I went to Jimtown when I was little.
Oh, good times.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you too. Thank you. We appreciate you all. Even that troll who keeps commenting. I wonder if that helps our algorithm. Hit that thumbs up. Comment if you have any questions we missed. Is that all?
I think that's it.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.
Now we have to figure out how to